So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the agenda. So the agenda today is we have a request to the DRB by the fire department for a plat review at 275 Brown Trace in the low density residential. And we have a request to the DRB by Raymond and Louise Miglionico for a final plat review for a 2-lot subdivision across the street here at 69 Vermont Route 15. We have some minutes to approve, and then we'll adjourn the public meeting and have a brief deliberative session. These proceedings will be conducted in an orderly manner consistent with the DRB's rules of procedure. Copies of those rules are available, but we'll walk you through the process. First is I'll ask the board for any ex parte communication or conflict of interest for the things we're going to hear today. No? Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about interested parties. Sorry to make you go through that again. And then I'll swear everybody in. Interested persons are those people under Vermont law have the right to appeal an act or decision of the Jericho zoning administrator, the DRB. Those persons include the applicant, or the applicant does not own the property, the person owning title to the property, any person owning or occupying property in the immediate neighborhood of the property that is the subject of any zoning decision or act that can demonstrate a physical or environmental impact on the person's interests under the criteria reviewed, and who alleges that the decision or act if confirmed will violate municipal plan or bylaw. And then any 10 persons, either voters or landowners, who by signed petition to the DRB allege that the decision or act if confirmed will violate the municipal plan or bylaws. The petitioners must designate one person. Many people may be interested in a zoning application, but only statutorily defined interested persons may appeal a decision that is made by the zoning officer or the DRB. If they fail to make a timely appeal, they are bound by that decision. Interested persons must participate in a hearing to protect their appeal rights. Only those interested persons who have participated in a DRB proceeding, either physically or on Zoom, may appeal a decision entered in that proceeding in environmental court. Participation consists of authoring either oral or written testimony, evidence, or a statement of concern related to the subject of the proceeding. So not only do you have to attend, you have to actually, have even testimony. If there were appeal, we don't decide who's interested person. That's part of the appeal process. But we do need 2 things. We need everybody to sign in, and if you're participating by video, please provide your contact information. Okay. So I will swear people in. Please say I do. I hereby swear that the evidence I give in the cause under consideration shall be the whole truth, nothing but the truth, under the pains and penalty of perjury. I do. Okay. So you want to come forward?
Sure. Yep. My name is Matthew Champlin. I'm the chief of the Underhill-Jericho Fire Department, here to represent the fire department. As noted in our initial hearing on September 11th, fire department is here to request a subdivision of the property at 275 Browns Trace Road, 2-lot subdivision. Our proposal is to create a 6.1 acre lot that will contain the existing house that is on the property. The fire department does not wish to be landlords anymore. It's not in our wheelhouse to do. So we'd like to have this subdivision to sell that lot off to the occupants of the house. Included in that is a small boundary line adjustment to the Atherton property of about 30 feet to help resolve some issues of encroachment on boundaries and setbacks and those sorts of things. So that is proposed. We have, earlier today, we were able to supply a draft deed for the main house. We will work with the Atherton family to draft up their deed, revise their deed to show the 30-foot adjustment to the boundary for them as well. I have the staff notes. There were some things in there if you'd like to go through those, but I'm available to answer any questions.
Time to go through the staff.
Okay. On page 7 of the staff notes, we did submit a proposed deed for the large subdivision for the house earlier today. There are, as far as there's no publicly owned land, rights of way, or easement areas proposed as part of this subdivision. There are utility easements that are in effect on the property as noted in the deed. There's no proposed changes to that. There is no proposed common property as part of this subdivision. Yeah, there's that one. Any questions there? Okay. I would like to note that this property at one point in time was subject to an Act 250 permit because there was an active gravel pit on it. That gravel pit has been reclaimed, and earlier this year we did receive a dissolution of the Act 250 permit from the state of Vermont. That is noted in the deed. It's a JO something number. Gravel pits are the only thing under Act 250 that can have their Act 250 permit dissolved. So we were able to do that. It was a number of years, but that gravel pit has been closed. There's no more active gravel operations in there. The only thing in there now is a solar farm and a training area that we have.
Yeah, where is it on that lot 2?
Yeah, right in that area there.
Okay.
So. Thank you, Chris. The proposed lot sizes are larger than the minimum required for the district, which is 3 acres. Proposed lot 1 is 6.18, and the overall lot is a little over 75. So we'll be 66.58 or 68.58 acres left, something like that. The designated replacement wastewater system was approved by the state of Vermont. We do have an approved wastewater permit that we did file with the town to be recorded today. The proposed lot for the existing dwelling is rectangular shaped and provides sufficient room for the use. If we had a satellite imagery, there's wooded area around the house, and these property lines kind of fall right in the middle of that wooded area to allow both parties, the fire department and the home and the owner of the proposed lot 1, to have some control of privacy for both areas. So that was the intent of doing that. As I noted, the state wastewater permit has been received and filed with the town. I think that's the questions that I needed to answer in the staff notes.
So the solar farm is leased, that land is leased?
Correct. Encore, actually, French company now. We worked with Encore to build it. Encore manages it locally for them. But yes, it is a leased property to them for the solar farm.
Okay. And do you have plans to sell that land?
No.
I know it's not the property that we're talking about, but I can't help but ask, whatever happened to the Rivers property that was promised to the town 8 years and 2 months ago?
It's still there.
Is my wrapping paper big enough?
No, the real issue was the Act 250 permit and who would be responsible to get the gravel pit closed and take care of that. So again, because if there's an Act 250 permit on the property, if you want to do any little thing, you have to get approval to go do that. We had a purchase and sale agreement signed with the occupants that are leasing the house from us almost 4 years ago now. But we couldn't do anything until, if we'd filed paperwork for a subdivision, the house would be permanently under Act 250. So we had to get that taken care of first. So now that that is taken care of, the house can be sold. They're not under Act 250. The only area of the property that's under Act 250 is the solar farm, as it should be. But everything else is free and clear of that. So now, once we get the house sold, now we can, there are other conversations are eligible to be started.
When you say solar farm, you mean lot 2?
No, it's just a portion of lot 2. It's just the solar farm was permitted for the area that it is in, Act 249 and Act 250.
It's probably what, like a 5 acre,
Yeah,
6 acre,
no, I think it's more like,
15,
it's a little over 10.
a little over 10.
Yeah, it's a little over 10. It's all fenced, you know. It's well managed,
Well, you can't see it from Brown's Trace.
and you can't hear it is the more important thing.
It's much quieter than the gravel pit. I used to live across the street down there, so much quieter.
Not a fire hazard either, but
Well, they burn. I've seen them.
they do?
Yeah.
Solar panels?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, if they short out, there's a lot of plastic in them.
I wasn't aware of that.
Just put it on your roof.
It's easy to get the water up there. Any other questions for the board?
A question about, is lot one single family?
Yes,
Multi-family.
single family.
So the wastewater is all designed or be permitted for a single family.
Yeah,
Already done, yeah.
yeah, and that's done. So, you know, they have 6.18 acres. There's some possibilities there if they want to do something. Again, the fire department doesn't want to be landlords anymore.
Anything else on the board? Do you have anything for public comment?
No, just, like I mentioned, if the board finds, in the affirmative for it, there's 180 days from the signed decision for the Mylar to be filed, things along those lines.
Yep.
We can reaffirm it, but it's just another process, but 180 days. Get wetland surveying, who did the work, should be no problem getting that done.
Yeah, we have the closing on the house scheduled for December 16th in the hopes that this is a positive outcome here tonight, and we can move forward with that. So I'm done being chief. I've hit my term limit in January, and this is a project that when I started as chief 10 years ago, I really wanted to get this done. So I've done a good job of pushing it right to the very end. So.
Okay, I'll open up any public comment, questions from the public? Don't see anybody here, anybody online? No, anybody online today? Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
The next item of business is a request to the DRB by Raymond and Louise Miglionico for a final plat review for a 2-lot subdivision in 69 Vermont Route 15.
It's 68.
Actually 68.
68. Did you folks bring them late and make sure that you signed in for here? I'm just ask to swear everybody in. I'm going to read the oath. If you do get testimony in that, everybody is saying you do.
Yeah.
So,
This one?
sure, I'll read the oath, and if everybody would please say I do for this item. I hereby swear that the evidence I give and the cause under consideration shall be the whole truth, nothing but the truth, under the pains and penalty of perjury.
We can do it.
I do. I do. Everybody say I do. Right.
do.
Okay.
All right,
I'm up?
you're up.
Okay. I'm Joe Flynn, a land surveyor with O'Leary Berg Civil Associates, and I'm representing Louise and Raymond Miglionico on this 2-lot subdivision located in the village center. Overall, right across the street, we have an existing parcel that's roughly 1 acre. Currently, it has 2 curb cuts with a loop driveway, horseshoe driveway like this. And it's served by a in-ground septic system here and municipal water out front. What we're proposing is a 2-lot subdivision. What they'd like to do is cut a piece off in the back for their son to build a house on. Okay. In the process of this, the proposal we have is a 2-lot subdivision in the village zone. We meet all the requirements for not frontage. We are accessing by a 30-foot right of way because we do not have frontage on this lot. So we're utilizing the 30-foot easement across to access this quarter acre, a little more than quarter acre lot. We are proposing, again, municipal water connection from the existing water line and in-ground on-site septic system. Access is going to be coming in this new gravel drive through here, coming into here. We have to find a building envelope. Part of that building envelope is pushing back the sides here and limiting it so we maintain, this is treed, this is brush and trees and so on. So, and this has got some trees in here too, so we're maintaining a nice buffer from the budding landowners. As we come back out to the front, our access, our frontage right now is 2 curb cuts. Since it is a state-controlled highway, we will have to get a state highway access permit. In the process of doing this, we are going to eliminate this curb cut. This will become the primary one coming in here. We're going to redefine a little bit of parking. The green is what we're going to be restoring back to grass. And this little area here is a little more gravel we'll have to add in to bring in our parking for here, for this, parking for here, for the residents, and on here for the turn-in.
What are those other buildings? What are the buildings?
Sure. This is the primary existing residence right now.
Yeah.
This is a secondary building with no plumbing, just it's a accessory building, but it does not have any services to it. Okay. This right here is existing historical barn.
Yeah.
With a lean-to, and there's actually 3 silos right here. The Plat shows it a little bit better. 3 old silo foundations. So actually, it's a good point you have to bring into this is one of the silos I think we will have to remove for construction of this driveway. But the rest of it, although it's a 30-foot wide easement that encompasses a little bit of this lean-to, we don't think we need to take the lean-to down by any means to construct the 12-foot wide, 2-foot wide, 12-foot wide gravel driveway with 2-foot wide shoulders per public works specs. That the barn can stay, we can still construct that within that area. As far as, again, in staff comments, I'm trying to get all this at once, so apologies. Landscaping, actually the site has a really good existing landscaping. We've got some major trees here, here. We're really gonna work diligently to save this large spruce right here. And again, this is brush and so on along through here and all around here. So as far as landscaping, the existing conditions and the minimum impact we're doing, I think we're all set with landscaping.
So what's the nature of the business that's operating there or is able to operate there?
I'd have to ask.
Vermont snowflakes. We make great productions of Wilson Bentley Sword. I don't know if you know who he is, but he lived here.
I do.
That's what we do in that building.
So it's manufactured, is it a retail outlet?
No.
Is there traffic coming in and
No,
out?
it's just like a workshop where we produce products based on his work. We sell them at the mill.
Very little traffic is, negative traffic is generated by that. And again, when we work with V-Trans for the highway access permit, they're gonna look on a bit favorably because we're taking 2 and making it into 1. So they'll definitely, and considering the site distance this way, any distance we push it back up the hill is better.
And then is the wastewater being extended or is it really gonna be 2 separate systems?
So currently right now, there's an approved wastewater system by, I don't know who did that system right there. This is the existing one, and these are a combination of the new system for lot 2 and a replacement system for lot 1. So in order to fit with the soils to separation, we basically have to put them here. And what that does is it creates some cross easements for maintenance. I don't know if, Chris, can you bring up the plat?
Yeah.
Real quick.
So the existing one that's there now is staying, but you're factoring in the replacement for it.
Yes. 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 As you can see here, although I don't show the leach trenches, these are the encompassing easements that affect each. Like this area benefits lot 2 and it's on lot 1. These two benefit lot 1, but it's on lot 2.
You can see here where that silo may have to come down.
Yeah, these are the silos. I do think this one has to come down. These two may be able to stay.
How close was the driveway gonna be to the barn? You had some wiggle room within the 30 feet. Are you gonna push it to the?
Yeah, well, once we get a better handle on the water line, we should talk about that real quick too. On the water line, we're gonna look how it lays out in between the two.
Yeah.
But again, based upon some markers that I've gotten here in the gate valves, I do think we have sufficient room.
I read the water district had 2-page
Mhm.
conditions.
Yeah. So one of the, yeah, it was submitted to you guys too. That actually is one of the legals that we are waiting for. Chris touched upon, we haven't submitted any legals. I was hoping to get everything at once and submit it, and not have one tail in and another one. So again, we're more than happy with a condition a condition for finalizing this with legal documents provided.
Yeah, traditionally, what we do is we won't issue a zoning permit. If you approve the lot, we won't issue a zoning permit to all the legals and the Mylars filed, all that sort of stuff. So.
And again, the legals will contain maintenance use agreement for the combined driveway, so that'll all be within it. And the legals will also contain the, although it's not a town water supply system, it will contain the deed for that easement.
Is the power gonna be underground or is it over?
Actually, great question, Matt. I talked a little bit about this with Brian Courier. The intent, because of the poll, is try to get everything in here, but it's a little busy. We wouldn't be surprised if, once we talk to utilities, if we want to end up coming down this side too, with one of the utilities, either cable or, but everything will be underground.
Just got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff to wrap up on the site plan and the plat. You'll know, like, if the V-Trans says, get rid of the curb cut, we'll put that on the plat.
Yes. Again, we don't, with the wastewater design and the situation with the curb cut, we don't see any issues of not being approved.
$25 through there, isn't it? Speed limit?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so
They changed it recently.
An issue. Trip ends are probably less of an issue, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but pushing it back, if you come in this one and out this one, this is definitely more favorable. I don't know if anyone's familiar with years ago that there was a pretty good court case went to the Supreme Court on the Dennisons accessing over the Masons property. And what they were using, so because it was much more favorable just to be 20 more feet up the hill.
Yeah. Kind of along the lines of the water district having conditions about their right of way, what about the 30-foot right of way with the barn covering on it? I mean, do we put in that? Do we discuss, if something happens with that part encroaching on that right of way, that it doesn't get approved? If it's like, instead of rebuilding it back in that area, that no, we don't do that. If that ever comes up.
Well, so you're dealing with private property, right? So, I mean,
We
usually we don't
are,
permit
but
too much.
we're moving an easement with building it.
Right, so basically, I guess you could, if the board were to find this affirmative condition, could be that anything that gets removed within the right of way doesn't get reestablished, so it doesn't compromise the right of way.
So one of the things that actually we discussed about this at the office was, again, easement is for specific use, not a segment. So as long as that use occurs, we should be fine. Again, if somehow the barn impedes upon that use, then I think
Somebody
we
wants to exercise their use.
possibly.
I get it. You're the expert here.
Yeah.
That's why.
But that was a discussion. Again, it's not like we took it lightly that this is a situation.
Yeah.
It is a historical barn, so the positives of leaving it definitely is there. But again, as long as the use, they can drive from point A to point B and it doesn't create a hazard, the easement's being fulfilled in this intention.
Are there any plans for lighting, downcast lighting and that kind of thing?
Good question. Again, Chris commented on that. So as far as lighting, basically we're looking at residential lighting, downcast, building and so on, typical residential lighting. There will be no lighting across along here to come in and out, just whatever they want to put on the, say in the garage. If you go back to the first sheet again, Chris.
Demanding.
I know, ask.
You do have a lighting ordinance, right, that most people in town don't know about, right? So basically, they just bound by that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Considering how the garage is more likely to be located with entry here,
Oh, sorry.
it'll be, if any lighting's in here with the garage, it'll be like right in here and downcast. And this is our biggest separation. And I don't know if that extra lighting is gonna bother the people in the cemetery or not.
My neighbor.
Halogen lights.
Just want people to be aware that we do have rules for downcast lighting.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
You're loosely followed. And we don't have lighting police in town, so it'd be hard to deal with that.
Well, I guess I'd have to go out to my lights.
We don't want to hire any more people for the town. We don't need
I'm
to.
just saying, I was in Richmond. did-
What you have for dinner, you're sort of like all full of beans.
I get spotlights pointed in my head. So
This is his turf a little bit.
Anything else? Zach?
Again, I went through the staff comments. I think I touched upon stuff that I wanted to offer in regards to it. Yeah, I think I'm all set for my
Any more questions from the board? Chris, do you have anything else?
No, I'm set, thank you.
Okay. Any public comment?
Nobody, do you have any new people?
And no new people? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You reviewed this one. Jim, I'd like to get it in the record about Chris, talk about the application you got pulled side.
Yeah, so, we had, at our last hearing, October 9th, was the, 135 Packard Road, which was a 2-lot subdivision for the Indies, where one of the lots had, limited, frontage onto Packard Road. And, the board when we closed the hearing, we went into deliberate, the board essentially asked, how can we approve this if it doesn't have the proper frontage? And so we went back, so we basically tabled that deliberation. We'll have to continue it tonight. But the long and short of it is 2 options were given to the applicant for the proposal. One was to amend the plan, the other was to withdraw the application and look at resubmitting. So they chose to withdraw the application at the same time because the board found by a 45-day limit on when they can approve a project. Well, you need to make a decision in 45 days. So if you don't get enough information, you would deny the application. And then if they wanted to resubmit, they'd have to resubmit something that's substantially different because you denied it. Because you have successive applications that are, that have already been denied for reasons. So they chose to withdraw it. And we'll talk about it at deliberative. And we'll see what they come up with if they come back.
So So they withdraw their application.
Yeah.
Or put that on the record. Last item.
I'm just listening.
Is to approve the minutes. A motion to approve the minutes,
I'll make that motion.
have a second,
I'll second it.
Who seconded it, Matt?
Yeah.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll go ahead and adjourn the public meeting.